All right, welcome back to episode 8 of Council of the North. You're here with, my name's Will. I have Andrew with me
Greetings.
and Zach.
Hello, how's it going?
And tonight we are actually this is one I've been looking forward to. We're going to go over the tournament that I ran and Andrew attended. Zach wasn't
Of
there,
course
but
he's looking forward to it.
oh man, in my opinion, it was a great tournament, but it's easy to say that about your own stuff. Before we get there though, we should shout out, we created an Instagram page where we now have to post all of our painting to avoid the shame points. So it should be pretty active. Should be all of us posting every week if we're going to avoid the shame points. But that's Council of the North on Instagram. Go give us a follow and you can heckle us for our painting skills or applaud them, whatever you want. The other
I
one
feel
is
a bit of heckling in my future.
yeah, especially with that speech. Yeah. We do have, okay, it's exciting. I don't think we can say anything yet, but I know Andrew has some stuff planned. We have some stuff planned as a podcast to try to do, looking into the December, January. So once we get that stuff ironed out, we'll kind of announce a little more on that.
This is an announcement of an announcement.
An announcement of an announcement. I wanted to say more about it, but then I got told that we shouldn't say anything yet. So
Not quite.
We can't build up
Anyway.
the hype too much.
you got to start early. You have to get people engaged. You got to like months and months ahead, man. Anyway, let's get to our shame points. And if you were following our Instagram already, you already know who avoided the shame point this week. But Zach, you have the chart.
Wow, you actually have it.
Yep. All set up.
With shout
2
out
apiece
to
with Will and I, and
No, 3
no
for
points on
you.
Twitter. All right, you guys sandbagged me last
We gave
week.
you one. We gave you one.
Unbelievable. I painted, and it doesn't count.
No, it counted for this episode.
account for this episode.
Believable.
Also, shout out to David Clubley for being the only other person on there for now.
With no
Yeah.
shame points.
With no shame points. Strong showing.
Yeah, actually, speaking of guests, we decided not to have a guest this week because I think Andrew is going to talk enough, and then I'm going to talk enough that we'll keep it hopefully to an hour and a half at most. So no guests this
Don't
week,
even-
but we'll get to
Should
it.
never
knows?
have clocked it.
Who knows?
Who knows? We're going to ramble, but
2 hours later.
so shame points. I painted up a couple elves. I've totally switched gears from goblins to elves. I'm stripping all my Rivendell army. Stuff that I painted like, it must have been 2014, 2015 when we first started going to events. I'm stripping it all. I got some other 3D printed stuff that is going to help for like the sword and shield stuff. I think I bought it all off Mike Collins like a year ago. So I don't know. I have 18 elves primed right now, and then I have another almost 30 that I'm stripping. So I got a project ahead of me.
When
I
you
gotta
use
decide on
48
the-
elves in an army.
Well, I gotta have dismounts if I go for my like Rivendell Knights list and stuff.
48 models.
Yeah. What if we have a 1,000-point tournament?
You're right. You know what? You're right.
People want high points now. What if we end up playing 4,000-point games this day?
Don't even think that. What made you switch gears?
Looking at the finale in that, I really want to play elves. I haven't played elves in a long time. I've been playing a lot of like Birder's Horde, a lot of goblins and stuff. So I started with elves, and now I just got to get back to the good stuff.
Back to your roots.
Yeah, and now that the twins are back, I don't know. I like those models a lot.
Yeah, they're good ones.
They're definitely in a much better situation too, being different war bands.
Yeah, they're way
Getting to
more
have
playable now.
And losing 1 might point a piece, it's not that bad.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're great. Like I don't think the list that I built like with the twins and Arwen, I don't think it's great, but I think it's gonna be pretty fun to have a horde of elves wandering around.
It's just the worst.
It's awesome.
It's
Anyway,
gross.
shame points.
I painted 2 bat swarms, and I painted some terrain for my board because it was looking a little a little sparse when I had there your tournament, Will.
Yep.
So I'm upgrading it a little bit with 2 new pieces of some boxes and a little just some rubble. Shout out to Don for just giving me that when I ran my tournament a couple months ago. Painted some of that up.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about you, Zach? You paint something?
I have continued my work on my Axemen. They're getting there. I think just a couple more bits and bobs here, and then obviously a basing, and I'll chalk those 3 models as being done. So
They're looking pretty good.
Mhm.
yeah, I'm happy with the colorings coming out. I always believed that models that are mostly armor definitely are a bit easier to paint. It's just getting the rest of it in, and so I'm pretty happy with that.
Are we gonna see those models at like the September tournament? Like, are you gonna play Fiefdom soon?
I gotta
You played
get more
Battle of
done.
Fornos for like 8-9 months now.
Well, I'm thinking I might keep rocking the Battle of Fornos for the rest of the season, and that should
Okay,
give me
yeah.
time to have everything else painted to begin the next season. Is kind of where I'm at. I was
That's fair.
playing around with some numbers and just I don't think I have quite enough models painted right now to bring it.
Mhm.
So I gotta finish up a bit more, and then in beginning of next season, I think is when I'll make the switch and see how that goes, and if it was worth it or not, or if I'll hop back to my safety net.
No, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for you to get them on the table because I just want to see Fiefdoms on the table, to be honest. But that's shame points. We all avoided it. This is probably the first week in a long time that we've all actually
think
avoided
ever.
it. And then
Good for us.
quiz. I think we're not going to take the quiz up. We're going to give people 2 weeks to answer. So Andrew, you want to just run over the questions again?
Yeah, we'll do 2 weeks.
What?
Just
2 weeks?
Well, because people aren't responding. We see you viewing and not responding, everyone, okay? Leave a comment. Leave a like. Do a subscribe. Come on.
He's begging you.
I'm not begging, but I'm telling you. I'm imploring you. Okay, last week, these are my questions. They might not be exactly how I asked them, but they're close enough. Who was the steward that ceded the land of northern Gondor to Rohan? Okay, what is the name of the steward? Question 2. Who was the previous owner of Aragorn's horse? And question 3, how many pieces of lembas bread did Pippin eat? That's seen in the movie. Allegedly extended edition, but that's the only edition that matters. So,
okay, relax.
Okay, I gotta just ask Will a question here about that. Have you thought about these questions anymore? Have you come up with your answers?
I still don't. I'll admit, I don't think I know the steward one, but Andrew gave a pretty big hint on that it's somebody that is in the game that we've played against. So I'm gonna guess just a random Gondor hero probably, but I think I know the Pippin one, and I know that I know the horse one.
that was an easy one. That was us
Yeah.
trying to do an easy one every week, you know?
Yeah. You know them, Zach?
3 for 3.
Zach got them all right.
This is garbage.
Like instantly. The one was
You just pulled the steward?
I guess I can should I give another hint on that one if that's the more difficult one?
No. He already
I
gave a big hint that is someone in the game, so that's good enough.
Okay, that's the quiz. We're gonna leave a comment. Okay, we see you viewing. So it's not only 2 people watched. We can see more people than that watch. So leave a comment.
And you can comment on Spotify too. We've had you've had comments on Spotify, but nobody's
you can email us
on Spotify.
You can DM us. Leave it on Spotify.
Yeah, I guess maybe people don't know.
Send us a letter. Whatever you want.
Find Andrew on Facebook and just message him.
Well, you won't find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram and DM me. It'll count.
Or DM Council of the North.
Yeah, send it to Council of the North. And give us a follow there, by the way, as well.
Zach pwned you.
You're trying to take that individual DM.
Okay,
This is a collective here.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's keep going. Last piece of one is we're coming up. We're probably going to do our list review episode soon. 500 points. We've had a couple roll in, but like Andrew says, we know you're watching. We know you're listening. get us a couple more lists. Get us a couple more, and we're gonna do that in the next week or two probably. So
We're
500
really
point
good
lists,
at begging.
quiz answers. We got Shane points. We got things coming up in the future. We got an Instagram. We have an episode this week. Let's get right into it. So, the tournament was Speak Friend and Play. I ran it. It was a 100-point event for our league. It is the third 100-point event this season, and it'll be the third out of 4 because our finale will be a 100-point event. So it's kind of it's almost like anybody going for the league at this point showed up because they wanted that opportunity to get the 100 points. Andrew got to play in it. We had 22 people in total. I did have my bonus TP for painted armies, painted and base. We had 20 out of 22 show up painted, which was phenomenal.
Big deal for us.
Yeah, that felt huge. And then we also had at lunch I was running them all over the place, but we had like 12 or 14 display boards. Like there was a lot going on. But Andrew, let's just get into your side of it. The games you played, the people you faced. I can kind of set it up. Round 1 was Reconnoiter. Who did you face?
I faced Mr. Chris Wines.
When
really
you showed
nice
up, did you look at the table and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to beat him?
Well, how about I tell you what he had before that?
Okay.
Jumped the gun a little bit there, but okay.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're wrong. Take the L on that, okay?
I do that quite often.
Chris came with Road to Rivendell, which I don't know about what you guys were saying, but us three were saying that list is awful. Why? This is a cool narrative list. You would never play at a tournament, basically. But he brought 700 points, and it truly surprised me. Truly, it was a lot of fun to play against, and I could tell he was having fun playing it as well. Frustrating, but fun to play against. I thought I was going to smoke it, and it was. It could have gone either way during the game. So he had, if I'm not mistaken, he had Aragorn, Sam, Merry, Pippin, and Frodo and Arwen mounted on Asphaloth. And I think that was everything. Oh, and of course, Tom Bombadil and Goldberry.
And he had.
How are you missing that?
He had Bill the Pony and
Bill
the
the Pony.
Gatekeeper and Barliman Butterbur.
And the Gatekeeper and Barliman Butterbur, yes.
Yeah.
Forgot a few things.
You missed a ton.
I missed half the list. Yeah, so he had the whole crew. Really cool list. I really, really liked that. And quick shout out to his display board. Was really awesome as well.
It was insane.
Sort of had all those characters from, and what they were doing in those chapters of the book. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So Recon. How about we tell people what I brought?
We know what you brought.
I think we all know what you brought.
Well, we don't know. I could have brought something else.
If we were to ask anybody, any one of our listeners, what
I hate this.
army does Andrew play? I think any one of them that would comment would say he's a depths player, isn't he?
He only
this
plays
so much.
depths.
The only list he ever plays.
I played depths because I'm trying to prove a point.
So you want to win.
Well, I also would like to win. Turns out it's really good at winning, so I'm playing it.
Anyway, how many goblins did you have with the Balrog?
I had 41 goblins.
No, 49.
Oh, okay. I had 40 or 48 plus the Balrog.
I think it was 49 goblins, 3 captains, and a Balrog.
Sure.
He had 53 models. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, something like that. A load of them, and a couple prowlers sprinkled in.
He probably left a couple at home again.
Yeah, I tend to do that. I tend to play with less models. So I thought naturally I was going to smoke him. But I made kind of a bonehead move and just didn't march a whole warband right off the board. I could have easily done it, just a captain and 12 guys, and just double march and just get to the other side of the board as quick as possible. So I put myself behind there. And in that list, Aragorn gets free marches. So he marched up the board with everyone, and then Tom Bombadil sang a song like 4 times, and Aragorn moved like 36 inches and just wrapped around my army and ran off the board.
So
Bill the
amazing.
Pony sat on the very edge of the board waiting to walk off if I got close, which is hilarious. And I couldn't do anything about it, especially moving 5 inches. So that I was sweating already. Aragorn's off. That's what, 3 points. He's dominant 3, +1 for a hero, and I can't kill his hero. So he's already denied me VPs, and he's already got 4 models off the board with that. Then the rest of the game, I was just slogging up the board, trying to march, not being very effective. Tom Bombadil and Goldberry doing their thing. Tom Bombadil tried to... He can sing a song and just do a wound to a spirit. No saves allowed. No resisting allowed. Thankfully, he ran out of will before he could do that. I ran away with the Balrog. So that kind of threw things off as well.
The Balrog's a
just
spirit?
run away from everything. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
He's a mayor.
Yeah, I
Which
just
actually,
never really...
okay, quick pause, but he's basically the same as Gandalf in my art. And so should
And
Gandalf
Sauron.
be a spirit model?
Well, the Astari come to Middle Earth in, like, chained forms. Like, they're in human bodies.
Okay, but... Okay, yeah.
Their powers are restricted.
I just never paid attention to that.
So you're saying a Balrog's power is unrestricted?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's right.
Okay.
That was the point of the Astari, was to not rule Middle Earth, but to just, like, guide it along. And they have, like, a little power to help themselves that way, you know?
And Saruman wanted
Lord
to, you know,
Tidbit.
reject that.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Power hungry. Anyway, yeah, I was just shenanigans all around, moving. I was, like, trying to charge hobbits with shielding goblins to shield so I couldn't hurt them and that he wouldn't break or quarter. And then eventually, finally, I did. I reached the end of the board with a ton of stuff, and I quadrupled him or whatever. Yeah, I tripled him.
yeah.
And yeah, so I won that game 16-2. But if the game ended earlier, I was losing until, like, the last 2 turns or 3 turns. And I was just rolling bad, not wounding hobbits, stuff like that. If he had run less stuff off the board and had it die, the game would have ended sooner. So he was kind of kicking himself for that a little bit. So it was very close. A lot of technicality going on. Fun game. Very fun game.
Cool. Yeah, so that was a big win to start your day, right?
Yeah, I was feeling good being up 14 VPs on the first game.
Are we also going to talk about the board he brought? Or will that come up later?
We mentioned it.
I think Andrew mentioned it. I'm gonna be putting... I have all the pictures of the display boards. I'm going to be putting them into the video so people can see it when we talk about it. And then I'm probably going to talk about it later on too.
Okay.
And then for the next game, round 2, you drew Reed Pertelli with his Army of the White Hand.
In Army of the White Hand. In Lords of Battle, yeah. So Army of the White Hand, I was kind of scared because it's Army of the White Hand.
Yeah.
But I did have the Balrog and a million goblins. So that list, that seems like a very fun list to play, and it's super powerful. In that game, yeah, we deployed. I kind of had to run away from him a little bit. He got like 9 bow kills in the first 3 or 4 turns. Just regular shooting, regular wildmen, just shooting my goblins. It was crazy. It was actually concerning because he had so many kills, and in combat I was just like slaughtering because I'm wounding on 4s for goblins. And I'm like, I should be tripling you, but you've killed so many guys by shooting. So that was kind of concerning. Also, the lightning strike only killed 2 goblins. I got very lucky there, so maybe
Yeah.
it was kind of a wash in terms of average rolling. I could have deployed to and ignore that better, probably, but whatever. Not much to say there. The Balrog, like the goblins, ate up a flank. The Balrog ate a whole flank to himself or whole warband. The wild man one turn fought off the Balrog and wounded him. That was annoying. But then yeah, I just that was
Yeah,
that was
that's
the
a
game.
leader. That's a leader VP, right?
Yeah. But I was outnumbering him by a lot at that point. I still had the Balrog pretty fresh, and Saruman was low on will by the end of the game. So, yeah, there wasn't too much to say there. Balrog doing his thing, chopping through guys, hero combating. So that game I won 8-1.
Yeah, and I was wandering around. I really like what you did that game because you basically you both lined up across the midpoint almost, and then you just hyper engaged with the Balrog on the other side, and the side with Saruman, you literally just ran away, right?
Yeah, I did the old refuse flank.
Yeah, and so
I just swung it around towards the center, and the Balrog, I just
a big terrain
forward.
piece that kind of blocked them from getting to it was well played to be able to just pin some of his army and kill it.
Oh, well, thank you. Very kind of you. Yeah, I was liking that position a lot because like one warband of mine is not a lot of points to hold up. Basically, Saruman and a bunch of like orcs and wildmen not doing anything, like 18 in them.
Yeah.
And the Balrog just going and chopping up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it worked out. Do you remember what the score of that game was?
8-1.
At 8-1.
Okay, 8-1. 8-1. So 2-0 going into round 3 after lunch. Feeling pretty good?
Feeling nervous because I'm 2-0 with decent VPs. So I knew I was going to be playing basically the top players.
I think you were top at that point, and you drew a Battle of Fornos played by James.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blank on his last name.
I forget.
It's VF on Longshanks, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled about drawing Battle of Fornost.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. But
that game. That game was.
Are you going to give me a shout out before the game?
I'll give you a shout out.
Okay.
I'll give you a shout out. So Zach showed up quickly this tournament and saw that I was playing Battle of Fornost, and as the #1 ranked Battle of Fornost player in the world,
this is getting too much.
He gave me some friendly tips.
Can someone check Longshanks right now and see if he's still?
At one point, I was. Maybe not currently.
You might still be, who knows? Yeah, so that was Command the Battlefield, and that is a new scenario where it is a Maelstrom deployment, and you need to, if you're in the middle of the board, you don't score any points. You have to be outside of 6 or 12.
12 inches.
And you need to be wholly within board quarters. Really, I think it's a good scenario. I like it. It forces you to split up. And it's not just like right in the middle of the board and you're just like right around the middle. You have to be out. I think it's really good. Really good for shooting armies because you can shoot across. It was fun. It was a fun scenario. I really liked that scenario. I didn't like my Maelstrom rolls. For everyone except the Balrog, he shoved me in one corner and the Balrog came out and he placed me, he had already deployed in a nice arc, going to go forward, and he placed me right behind him. So I started the game trapped in a little corner and actually misplayed that really badly. I should have wrapped the Balrog with goblins, but I just put the Balrog out in the front and I was like, I'm just going for it. I don't care what happens.
Against most lists, it wouldn't have mattered, but this one, yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, I should have wrapped the Balrog. I should have put the goblins out front, and then when I was ready, open up the line and send the Balrog in to pick his fight. But that didn't happen. Aener and Glorfindel both charged the Balrog, round 1, turn 1. So that was interesting. I managed to pull off Glorfindel, which was really good. And Aener came in and Heroic challenged me. But we kind of forgot about that. And then Can you? He doesn't need to strike because he matches. That's why he challenged.
He just
Correct, yeah.
matches.
So he went in. I couldn't pull anyone else off, so it was Aener and like 3 knights that had charged, 2 or 3 knights that had charged. So it was going to hurt that round for sure.
100%, yeah.
Aener comes in, he's like, all right, 3 dice, 1 for charging, 1 for the challenge. And he rolls it and he gets a 6. And I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. I was like, oh, hold on a second. I didn't roll my 1 extra dice for the challenge. We're like, all right, we'll go on, roll it. I had already rolled and I got a 5, and I rolled my lucky loony dice and I got a lucky loony 6, and I won the fight.
Tied the fight, and then you won the roll-off?
Tied the fight. Oh, and then I won
yeah.
the roll-off. Or something like that. Anyway, I ended up winning
Well,
because
that's
I
the only
got
way
the
it
5th
works.
dice and I rolled a 6 on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he rolled a 5 and I rolled a 4 or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I won the fight. And I think
So
I
one
did.
might even say, in that case, the challenge did not benefit.
No, I don't think you should ever give the Balrog more dice or waste a reroll. He has 4 dice. Just keep him on his 4, no matter what.
Take the chance.
Once you give the Balrog a 5th dice to start, because it's a 5th attack too, swing at strength 9, and to win the fight, there's no reason to ever do that. Never do that. I don't think.
Yeah, challenge is a tough one to pick and choose when to do it.
Yeah. It was thematic though, so points for that. Yeah, I think I did 3 wounds. He saved the one with fate, so he was down to 1 wound on Aener. And then from there, it was kind of just pile on there. I started getting goblins squeaking through little corners and stuff and pulling off knights. I killed Asphaleth eventually, I think on the 2nd or 3rd round. Killed Aener, I set Glorfindel on fire, Glorfindel died. And then from there, it just a
yeah,
cleanup.
Those first couple turns was going to decide the game, right?
Yeah. And I had guys in every quarter. I had his leader kill. He was broken. I obviously can't be broken because the list is bonkers. So it was a clean 20-0.
Yeah, that's a wild game to end up getting a 20-0 on, man.
Yeah. Well, it just came down to those first dice, right? Like if Aener and the knights did 5 wounds to the Balrog immediately, which isn't out of the question, that game changes because then I can be broken, right? And I'm losing goblins
testing
everywhere.
with goblins in every corner is not ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I had some good luck that game. There was the only skillful part was like picking people off and knowing when to fight and trap stuff, but I got lucky that game.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm just going to give my 2 cents. As much as Battle of Fornos has one of the best chances, I think, to combat a Balrog, it's still really an uphill battle. You're not in a great shape. You're not going to kill it in 1 turn. So you may get that one, like the initial charge, you probably still were going to live. And then he's got to still win multiple more fights. It's a very tough position to be in.
If he had Glorfindel, if he was able to, because it's not that he let Glorfindel get pulled off. I have so many goblins, and just the positioning, there was no way to stop it. Someone was getting pulled off, and Glorfindel was on the edge. Yeah.
The dream situation is if you can get the 2 of them into combat with the Balrog with a couple knights that charge for the +1 and not get peeled off. But I found in my experience, the list, your numbers are so low because your 2 big heroes are so pricey, and then every other model you have is pricey, and you have so many goblins that it's so easy to pull whoever off you want out of that combat, and then it's not what you want.
Yeah.
We should mention his list too, because it was actually a really impressive list, I thought. He did really well with it. I think he ended the day 3-1. But he was the one that brought Aener and 12 knights, one of them having a banner. So he went really heavy on the cavalry. And then he had Glorfindel with I think 16 elves, but like 10 of them had bows. So it was only 2 heroes and 30 models at 700 points, but he it was a cool list to see, having that many knights on the field and that much elf shooting. Like it was I thought it was built like a fairly decent list compared to some of the other ways you can build Battle of Fornost.
Well, at Articon, someone did really well with the Fornos list, and it was 16 knights and then 9 bowmen, elf bowmen. That was the whole
Yeah.
list.
It's kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, but like when you get
That list is
when you
heavy
get a
on.
couple turns with fight 5,
It's an aggression list.
Gunner Knights, like it's pretty insane.
I've seen lots of lists with like
cool list.
not many knights, and I was like, that's the whole, in my opinion, the whole gimmick of the list. Your army bonus is based on your knights charging. Why bother bringing them on foot? Why not bring more knights?
Yeah. So we're sitting, Andrew.
3-0.
First 100-point event. First 100-point event you went to. You came second with the Balrog?
Second, going 3-0 and losing on the last game.
And then now we're back. The very next tournament, you take a Balrog to 3-0 going into the final round at a 100-point event. And then at this point, it was you, it was Garrett, and Maddie Lockwood were the 3 on 3-0.
Yeah.
And then you and Garrett paired into each other, and then Maddie Lockwood got paired down into Steve Stokes.
That's right.
So there's potential for there to be 2 4-0 players. So VPs and everything actually really did matter.
Yeah.
Heading into this last game. But obviously you drew Garrett, who had Return of the King. He had Aragon Legless King, and then
some knights. Bunch of knights. Ghosts.
Yeah, a bunch of ghosts. He had 23 models total. One of the ghosts had a banner.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you, and the scenario was Convergence, one of the new ones where you start in opposite corners and kind of pick up objectives and try to hold them in the middle.
You converge on the middle?
You do converge on the middle.
Nice word association, Zach. So did you think you were going to win when you saw that, or like 8-inch move ghosts with free march is kind of scary?
No, so Return of the King, I think, is a good list overall. Maybe it's not super competitive, but I think that it goes well into a lot of stuff because you have Aragorn to do everything well, and then you have the King of the Dead, which handles your monsters.
Yep.
So it covers a lot of bases, and obviously I had the Balrog, so I didn't really want to fight the King of the Dead with the Balrog, even though I know that I probably win it, but in the odd chance I lose, it does like half my wins, and it's not good. So yeah, we deployed. Yeah, you deploying the corners, which is really lame because of the ghosts. Just walk over all the terrain and get to the objectives first. I had 1. I marched onto 1 on turn 2, and on turn 2 he won priority, so he had the other 3. So it was an uphill battle right from the beginning. And in the corner with the Balrog, I only had 1 captain that could march. And I had to march towards the other, like I couldn't march the Balrog. I had to send the Balrog one way 8 inches and all my other goblins 8 inches, not all of them, but most of them the other way 8 inches, just to contest the objectives. Yeah, so it was an uphill battle from the beginning. I had my one objective that I kind of kept hanging around. I had a bunch of goblins that were slowly working their way through ghosts just by like trapping them and getting like 3 dice to a 1 kind of thing. And the King of the Dead was just like fighting goblins and captains the whole game, which was really good for me. Aragorn in the middle was just kind of sitting in the middle with ghosts while I was picking off stragglers around the side. So he was losing numbers steadily, but he had 3 objectives. And they were in the middle, unfortunately. Or I think he had 1 or 2, and I don't remember. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm going in. I'm basically surrounding him in the middle, and Legolas is off to the side, just like picking off a million goblins a turn, like he does. And I had the bright idea where I'll just charge the Balrog to Legolas, kill him, and then heroic combat back out in the same turn, and I'll be in the same spot but with a dead Legolas. Right? Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I win the fight. Legolas left on 1 wound. So I don't get my combat. I'm stuck there. Next turn, I win priority. Legolas calls a heroic move and charges me. So annoying. We fight. I call heroic combat. I lose, and he does a wound to the Balrog. just
It's a VP.
devastating
VP.
stuff. So I give up 1 TP, a crucial TP, which will turn out
VP.
My bad. Next turn, I win priority. He heroic combats into me, or heroic moves into me again. Just so frustrating. I do kill him. My plan for that turn was to move away 7 inches, whip him. Hopefully he doesn't die. I kill him, and then I heroic combat out, and I get 15 inches of movement that turn. That didn't happen. He heroic moved back into me, but I did kill him, and I heroic combated out. But that was 3 turns of the Balrog doing nothing. That was a huge misplay on my part. Well, yeah, but I could have just ignored Legolas, and the game probably would have been pretty much the same. I don't think it would have made a difference.
Yeah.
So that was a big misplay on me, and then I gave up leader VPs 1 point there. I think at the end of the day, I had 2 objectives. He had 2 in the middle. He was broken, and I wasn't. But so that means it was 8-7 for me, I believe. But then he wounded the Balrog, and it was 8-8. It was a tie. No, 7-7.
Yeah, you were up 7-6 because he had 2
7-6.
objectives for 6 points, and then the leader VP.
And then so the leader VP, so we tied 7-7.
That's a tough VP to lose there.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, so you guys drew.
So we
and
drew.
If Matty won his game, he would have just jumped right over you guys, right?
Well, one might say the Curse of Lindsay was in effect.
The Curse of Lindsay came back.
We don't talk about. There's no such thing.
The Curse of Lindsay came back, and Matty Lockwood unfortunately lost his game, going 3-1 to Steve Stokes, which is nothing to be upset about. Both
no, and Steve actually had a tremendous tournament. He got a super bad pairing in round 1, which I'm actually going to mention later on. But he ended up playing Birders, Horde, and Reconnoiter, which is almost like, what can you do? The guy is going to pop out of a terrain piece and walk something off the board. And it just so happens it was my fault because I suggested the list to the guy who played it and lent him my models. So sorry, Steve.
Didn't even just suggest it, but then you supported him.
Yeah, 100%. And he did. Okay, Birders Horde is really good. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, Steve submarined. He went down and came all the way back up to the top, and he ended up grabbing 3rd place with being the best 3-1 person there. But that put 1st and 2nd as a 3-0-1 people.
3-0-1.
So
no 4-0s.
No 4-0. This out of 22 people, nobody went undefeated. But Andrew
pretty good.
Got 1st place.
I got 1st place.
Balrog.
Yes.
And Garrett came 2nd with his Return of the King list.
That was
so Matty didn't even podium
load of VPs.
Going 3-0 into the end.
No, unfortunately not. He was understandably pretty gutted about that, but
that's rough. But Matty did really well actually because he played an army he's never played before, right? Army of the White Hand, like he to be able to, I don't know. It's a broken list, but you still have to be able to play it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So how do you feel, Andrew? You going for the league or what?
Apparently. Apparently I am. I think I'm in 3rd now.
I think I mathed it out, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but I think you're 2nd behind Steve by like 11 or 12 points.
Yeah, so it'll be close. I think I'm going to go to the last 2 events, which is a 90 and 100. And as long as I do decently at those, like top 5 kind of thing.
Yeah, especially that finale, the next 100-point event. If
I do well at that, like even a 3rd, I think that'll upgrade another score, and then it'll be tough for me to not get at least 3rd. I think, right? Assuming I do decently.
Yeah, I think even with your score now, you're going to be pretty close to securing a podium spot. But yeah, to think that we only have 300-point events so far this year, and you've came 2nd and won one is it's tough for anybody to compete with.
Yeah, the list is crazy. Yeah, this was kind of my point, was that list is bonkers, and if you're playing that list and you're not getting top 3, what are you doing?
Okay, okay,
What are you doing?
relax. Relax.
I've never played this before.
Ruthless. What out of the 4
yeah,
games you
so
played? Oh, I got
go
a
on.
question
No,
for
go
you.
on.
Out of the 4 games you played, what was the
Yeah, go on.
army that gave you the toughest time?
Hmm.
Like if you went and played 5
Um,
games against that same army, how many of them? Which one do you think would win more? Sort of thing.
depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I
say
th-
this. Which game was the toughest out of your games?
Well, the game I was least sure about was Road to Rivendell, because like
Yeah.
I just didn't know what could happen. The models can move at 100 billion inches.
I don't think we mentioned, but Goldberry can just spend a will point to shut a model down, and so
Yeah.
every once in a while she'd just be like, "Oh, the Balrog doesn't do anything this turn."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happened a lot. I forgot to mention that. She would just be, okay, point of will, and the Balrog can't activate. Like, what? I can't whip. I can't heroic combat. I just stuck there.
It was so funny to watch.
That is.
Yeah,
That's,
that
Every
was
time I
like
walked, every time I walked by your table, it's like Barlam Butterbur standing in the Balrog's way, or him standing by himself and Goldberry's behind a building, just making him stop.
showed the Barlin Butterbur actually taking at least one fight off the Balrog, not wounding, thankfully, but winning a fight with his 1 dice against the Balrog.
Standing in the one gap the Balrog could fit through.
Yeah. Super annoying.
That's such a fun list, man.
That's so
I
funny.
highly encourage anyone of those models, play that list. It's a lot of rules and a lot of like individual hero models, but what a blast. Like that should have been the game where I was like so frustrated, but I was having so much fun just being like, okay, what does this guy do? Well, what does she do? Who knows?
Compared to last edition, are Tom and Goldberry, like,
they're playable. They're not broken. They're playable.
That's good.
They you can't charge them, and I'm not sure if they can charge you. They can charge you, but they don't do wounds.
Yeah,
and then
it's
they
the
lose a
same
will.
thing.
Yeah.
And you
They're
can't
not-
The
strike
fact
not
they
them
too
lose
back.
will points for being in combat is big. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't strike wounds back, but they can't wound you.
So they're actually if they're putting
and
in
if
like
they're
a
the only-
ring race, they are losing something besides just tying you up for no loss.
Yeah.
And once
Yeah.
their will points are gone,
And
poof,
when
they're gone.
yeah, they pop. And if they're the only 2 models left, they poof as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like they can stick around and hold objectives. If
Yeah.
if there's only hobbits left, you kill the hobbits, you table them. They're not holding any objectives or anything. So
Yeah.
I think people should allow them so far based on my 1 game I played. I'd like to see more
I think
of them.
I think that's the only list they're in, isn't it?
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so. So yeah, I mean, how often?
And that
are you
is
gonna see them
also
anyway, right?
a big thing as well, because it's not like it's a super ultra competitive list where you're going to really see it a lot, but it'll come up in games and surprise you. That's the gist I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
stuff
believe they
like
can also take
Lords of
Gildor in
Battle.
the list.
Yes, yeah, because there's debate whether he deploys
Oh yeah,
as
yeah.
part of the warband or his own. Yeah.
Yeah, you could take Guild. Yeah, you could play it that way and not have a million little hobbits running around. I think that list is scenario dependent. But I would, if you have the models, I highly recommend busting them out and playing that. That was fun.
Cool.
I think
pretty
that
awesome.
one, because just because I don't know what it can do fully, and it's hard to get a grasp of that during a game.
Yeah, it's fair. I guess while we're here, we may as well shout out the people who won different things at that tournament. So you came first. Garrett Pogson came second. Steve Stokes came third. I guess you're all veterans, eh? You've all been around for a little while.
Yeah, Garrett and I have Garrett's been around the longest than me, than Steve.
Yeah, and then our lore master, our quiz winner was Andrew as well. So it was,
Our Council of the North lore master as well.
it looked awful. I'm up in front of 22 people and I'm giving Andrew 2 trophies.
It could have been 3.
Like here's my good buddy.
But see ya. Yeah, let me just hand. Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, so you won the quiz, and then best painted went to Chris Muscala for his Usurpers of Edros, I think it is.
Believe so.
Yeah, Wolf and Freka and all that. His
Yeah.
was really nice. And then best display went to Matthew Needles. He had like the whole. Did he play?
He played,
I think he played the same
something with Isengard. He had an Isengard troll.
An Isengard troll
Yeah,
came.
yeah, you're right.
Ooh.
Yeah, he had Muster of Isengard, but he had like the Rohan buildings. One was the roof was smashed in, and he had the big smoke cloud with the light inside of it and stuff. It was pretty cool. And then he had a bunch of detail on there, so that was pretty cool to see too. So, so each of them all got trophies for their own thing, and then they all got to pick prizes first. And then I guess that's about it. Andrew, you have anything else to say about your games or?
Games were all fun. Best event of the year, I think, so far that I've been to.
Oh, shucks.
And I've been to, I think, the most events out of anyone in the league, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken right now.
Yeah, if
I
you
think by
don't
one.
win the league, it's kind of shameful. Like a couple shame points worth.
I don't
Ooh.
think so.
Wow. Maybe the comments
Okay,
will.
so
give
you
us the
guys aren't going to
answer.
win the league. You guys are going to get shame points.
If I went to 14 tournaments in a year, I think I could give it a run for his money.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just
Anyway,
happy I'm 10th in the league
I take
right
back.
now.
You know what? It was the worst event. Yeah, you're happy you're top 10.
I'm clinging on. I'm good with that.
I
don't even know if it's
it was the
possible
best
I can
event
chase
of the year
anyone
so far,
down.
I think. 2 events left, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty set there's only 4 or 5 people that are really competing for it now.
Yeah, great venue.
I meant just on
really
like a
awesome
couple
venue,
spots for
comfortable.
myself. Not like the
You can
whole
move up.
thing. I meant like 1 or 2 positions.
You just got to go in September and October.
Yeah. Well, September's
But,
actually looking pretty promising right now. I think it's looking good.
It's good.
We're gonna match. I have to beat you.
Oh yeah.
I
Or
want
I
Zach
shut
to be
down
the
your
thing that
dreams.
stops you from winning the league. I
Don't
want
you
Zach
dare.
to play the boogeyman.
I would
But
never
anyway, okay.
let you live it down.
I know. Don't worry, I know.
That's the tournament side. So I think now I'm going to ramble about my side of it, the TO side of it. We figure we'll go into a bit of behind the scenes. I'll kind of run through everything that it took to run this tournament because it was a lot of work. I'll admit it. It was a lot of work. And so it was nice to see it paid off. But it's also something that I think people seeing kind of behind the curtain, like where money goes or kind of the stuff that you have to do to kind of round up prizing and stuff. It'll be good to see. So I'll get right into it. Basically, when I set up the tournament, I wanted to get to 20 people. That was the goal, and get a 100-point event because we hadn't really had many at that point. But then this is my 3rd event this year, and each of them I've had prizing for everyone because we have a lot of newer players in kind of my area in Lindsay, so it's kind of the best way to give someone a good tournament experience for them to come back would be like, oh, you went 2-2, but at least you got a Lord of the Rings prize or like a model or something, right? So basically trying to run a tournament where everyone gets something and kind of has that good of a day, but the planning and setup is pretty simple when you want to run a tournament. It's create your event page, pick a day. I always try to check with people, like try to get 4 or 5 people that say like, oh yeah, I'm locked in, so that I know at least we're gonna have something. Like I knew Zach wasn't gonna make it, but I had Andrew and a couple others that were like, oh yeah, 100% I'll be there before I pick my date.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't really locked in, but
I wrote you down as 100% because there's no
come
chance.
stay at my house and play my tournament. All
There's
right, I
no
guess so.
chance. There's no chance one of my close personal friends would miss my tournament, right?
Yeah,
Zach.
who would do such
Right,
a
Zach?
thing? Yeah, of course. I made it. I was there.
It could have.
He was there.
We could have had 24 people, but you missed, so
Yeah.
whatever.
I showed up. I was looking good.
But yeah,
You were looking good.
Zach stopped in before the wedding he went to, and he even brought his girlfriend with him, and they were both like dressed to the nines, like
Around a bunch of sweaty nerds playing dolls.
yeah, walks out there dressed with its slacks and a dress shirt as we're all sweating over our models. But it was nice for you to stop by and kind of see some people, shake some hands of the common folk.
Yeah.
Don't say that. We're not royalty.
So prizing's an easy thing, but it's tough to do like the big stuff. So to put it in perspective, I had 22 people come. I can't remember if it was one or two people. I think one person dropped out, but it was past the deadline. So I had set like, if you drop out in August, I'm not giving you a refund, but if you drop out before, I'll give you a refund. And so I had one extra ticket worth of money. So I think in total, I got like $560 in ticket sales, which because of the event place I'm at, it doesn't cost anything to run there because I happen to know the guy that works in the building. It's my dad, and he just unlocks the door on the Saturday for us. So I'm lucky. I'm super lucky to have an event place that doesn't cost money. So I have $560 to do whatever I want, right? And then, so to make it an event, it's got to be big prizing. There's got to be big stuff. There's got to be stuff for everybody. This time I even went as far as I got snacks. I got like Gatorade and granola bars and chips and candy.
Yeah. I don't think like people are saying, whoa, it's a lot of money. He gave us free food, free water, Gatorade,
the hydration,
a bunch of different
huge.
snacks. It was great.
Yeah. The Gatorade was the thing I heard about the most, I guess, feedback was like, oh man, I'm so glad that you have this or whatever, right? So it's something I'll probably try to do at tournaments in the future too. But basically, I had $560. I'll run through kind of what I spent that money on as kind of, if you're ever wondering like, oh, how much does something cost? The snacks alone was $60. I got 2 swords off of Temu, which was the Morgul blade and legless daggers, which was $150.
And they were actually, I opened mine up after I won it, and it was actually quite nice. I'm surprised it was from Temu, honestly.
So not the first tournament I ran was an Etsy sword, but the other ones have been Temu, and I've been like the quality for how much you spend on it is like out of this world. Like your Morgul blade that you have is like, I got it for like $54, I think. Like it was pretty crazy. And then the legless swords were 96 or something like that. And then Temu, I got a bunch of other prizes, about 20. And that was about just over $100. GW stuff, I ordered, there's a guy, Josh Heron, who probably everybody knows, but he helped me out. He grabbed some GW stuff for me from a store that he buys from and brought it down for me. And then I bought some filament for my printer. So GW was like $130. The filament, because I bought like trophy filament and then also filament for prizing, I ended up spending like $110 on that. And then I think $60 for snacks. And then I dropped $100 to a photographer to show up and snap some pictures. So
that was really cool as well to have a photographer.
And I'm getting those pictures back tomorrow. Actually, I'll put some up in this episode. I think I might have mentioned that already, but
and the Instagram.
So yeah, basically, I lost $60 running this tournament, which is like, now I have some filament left over, so I want to call it a wash and be like, okay, at least I broke even, but I did break even. I lost $60, but it was worth it.
I think that was well worth your $60. That was a lot of fun. Really good tournament, comfortable venue.
Yeah, and then the nice thing was, it was, the prizing and stuff is a bit of a headache to order it and get everything sorted, but the easy part was actually terrain and boards and stuff, because I think I brought 4. Andrew, you brought 1 down. Josh Heron brought down 4. I think Steve Stokes brought down 3. So it was only like, I only had to rely on like 3 or 4 people showing up to have 12 boards, which was, it was really nice. It was super easy that way. So thanks for Josh and Steve driving all that way and bringing boards. Because that's the biggest headache usually, is just trying to find the terrain. And then otherwise, like trying to build hype for this thing was a big deal. Kind of like every month before I'd be making a post, and then 2 weeks before, 1 week before, and I don't know. I feel like you just have to shove it in people's faces to get them to come out. You know what I mean? Especially being in Lindsay, like out of Toronto.
Yeah, you're a
Not exactly
drive.
close.
You're a drive away from us
Actually,
GTA folk.
I had one local guy came, but all the 21 other people that showed up was at least an hour. And I think we had a couple, well, the London guys would have been 3.5 hours. I think Preston was London or even a bit further. Like it's a hike, and people showed up. So I should say thank you to all them for driving, because they were doing it in one day too, like going back and forth, like 10 hours of gaming and then 6 hours of driving. That's an insane day.
It's hefty.
It's
for
a
sure.
drive. I did it the night before, and I mean, I've been to your place, but I've never driven up to Lindsay before. And well, once I was out of Toronto, it was a nice drive. Just nice Canadian
Except for the
countryside, but
stretch
it's
through,
it's far. And I was just
Salem, and it gets bad.
to the town, yeah. You have to like go slow, and there's people everywhere. I was just coming off of working on my board for like 70 or 80 hours over the last week, and I was so sleep deprived. And then I drove 2 hours to Lindsay, and it wasn't exactly super safe, but I took my time and made it.
Had to take your time with that display board in the back.
Yeah. That's all
How
that
many
matters.
beans did you give?
Beans?
Beams.
Oh,
many people
I
did you
hit
give the
3
beams
people
to?
with the beams and 2 of them with the horn. Yeah, these people cannot drive. I seem like a calm, cool, collected guy on here, but put a wheel in front of me and I'm at 11 immediately. My gosh. Don't do 100 in the passing lane. What is wrong with you? Move over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you see someone hitting you with the beams and you're going slow in the passing lane, it's probably me. I just manifest myself behind you, the tailgate, and hit the beams.
Okay, let's relax. Let's relax.
The beams are high beams for people who don't know what the heck we're talking about. Flashing the high beams.
People with
Okay,
road
let's
rage.
move on. Let's
understand.
digress.
Yeah, that's good. The other thing, so people brought terrain, which was awesome. The venue was great. Lucky to have that one. Building up hype. The other one we already mentioned, but we had 20 out of 22 people show up with painted armies, which was awesome.
Really cool.
And so many display boards. And
Yeah,
like
the most
we
ever
mentioned,
I've seen.
Yeah, we mentioned Chris earlier, his road to Rivendell, where you could literally spin the thing, and it had like Bombadil and Goldberry with the barrel whites and all the hobbits in the tomb, and then on the next corner it was like Barlam and Butterbur and the Bree, and like the way you spin it around is their entire journey from the Shire to Rivendell, and it was one of the coolest.
You could say it was
boards
the
I've seen.
road to Rivendell.
Okay.
One would think
God.
that.
I'm sad that I missed that one.
No, it was great to see a board
then,
that actually told a story. Like most times,
Yeah, I'd never seen that
you
before.
have something
Yeah.
out there. It's cool. It's thematic. It fits. But it's like as he turned, it's like you really just saw the beginning of the movie play out. And I thought that was probably one of the coolest ones.
Yeah, it
I'd
was really
seen.
cool.
It had the Shortcut to Mushrooms display piece as well, which is, I think, one of the coolest pieces GW has done ever
Yeah,
out of all
that
their
was-
games.
And it was that was sick.
Yeah, really cool. That one got my vote, I'll say it.
Yeah, I think he came third in display. It was really between Needles, you, Andrew, and then Chris, and it was a pretty tight race. But Needles ended up getting it. But yeah, and then I started the day off with somebody actually recognizing the podcast.
Same
I'm
with me.
walking around the tables, and Mike Underhill. I had never met him before, But he pulls me aside. He's like, "Hey, like I have a confession to make to you." And like my mind immediately goes to like, "Oh, he has an illegal list, or he's done something wrong." I'm like, "Oh, like what's going on?" And, you know what he says to me? He's like, "I have a confession to make for you." I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" He's like, I pull my paint straight from the pot too." God damn it!
Yes.
Beginning of the day, and he's like, he's already razzing me, and I'm like, "Oh, I had to walk away. It was
Yes.
too much." And so yeah, I feel like I'm even more of an outsider in this hobby than I was before.
No, you're doing the right thing. Never
But
let
he paints on his bed and he pulls straight out of the pot, which I
Okay.
was like, man,
That's
if you
a
can
new
paint
low.
in your bed, that's another level.
He's got pajamas on, just sitting cross-legged.
Hey
Taking
man,
his-
whatever.
What are you doing,
works.
Mr. Underhill? What are you
Maybe he's got a
doing?
little headlamp. Little headlamp.
Do you have a little like bed and breakfast table you set out and
Now I
paint
want
on
him
there?
to come and explain more detail how this happens on the bed. Like, is he just
Yeah.
sitting
We'll have to
there
have him
holding
on
it
now.
up?
He said he's willing. So he
We'll
can
have to
come
have
on
him
and you
on.
guys can talk about pulling paint out of your pots.
Like the animals
animals.
we are.
So it was cool to start the day.
I also
and
have
have him
a
say that.
similar situation. My day also started with someone talking about the pod, Mr. Jacob Wixon, who's a fan of our team name, Worst Case Ontario, and is now also a fan of our pod. So big shout out, Jacob Wixon.
Yeah, and Jacob Wixon. So yeah, we have to mention it now. So first place got to choose which sword they got. So there was the Morgul Blade and there was Legolas Knives. So first place, Andrew chose the Morgul Blade, and then I decided that to give everybody a chance at a sword, not just the people who win all the time. It was just a random raffle, and whoever got that would have the next pick of a prize. And so I drew Jacob Wixon's name, which I love the guy. And he walks up there and he's like, "Do I have to take the sword?" I'm like, "You don't want to?" I'm like, "You can choose whatever you want, I guess." He's like, "Yeah." He left the sword. I just couldn't, it astounded me. I was like, I thought this was the big draw. And then he's just like, "Oh, I'd rather take something else."
What did he end up taking?
But then
That I was too busy to notice. So I had no
he was
idea what
too
he said.
thrown
Once
off.
he didn't
He was
take the
still
sword, it
reeling.
was over.
Yeah. The whole day
That's
was a
so
blur.
funny.
I was angry and happy all at the same time.
Yeah, you were busy.
Yes, then
I would
Garrett
say,
ended
if
up
anything,
getting
that sounds
the
very
Legolas
Jacob-like to
daggers
do.
because yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
Garrett
he,
got the Legolas swords, and he said it was fitting because Legolas did a wound to the Balrog, which tied our game, stopped me from winning.
Yeah, it got him second place. That's hilarious. And then actually, I think I mentioned a little bit already, but Jonathan Park ran my Birders Horde, and did it to. He went 2-2. He said it was user error, his losses. So I'll let him have that. But 2-2, I still say Birders Horde is one of the best lists in the game. But yeah, fight me on that.
If you
come
go
to
to
a
a tournament,
tournament.
maybe.
Dude, I'm at tournaments. I just never get to play in them because I'm running around. Which actually, I'm glad I run around because I couldn't imagine trying to play and TO. That would be too much, man. I don't know how people can do it. And then yeah, otherwise the tournament went pretty smooth. We had 2-hour rounds, which we still had people not finishing. I'd say about a quarter of the games. Every game people weren't finishing, which is fine. At least most people were getting to a natural ending.
I think the time.
What's your
is
points
fine.
value
2
again?
hours is good.
Yeah, 700.
700.
2 hours for a 700-point game should be fine.
That's fine.
The 10 minutes in between rounds was pretty tight though.
Yeah.
I felt rushed between every round. And I think we had a little under an hour. I would have liked to have an hour for lunch, but little things like that, it's not a huge deal. More time, the better, right? But one of the really frustrating things of the day was Longshanks messed up the tournament point calculator. I had it. Usually it's 3 for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. And that's how I had the settings set up. After round 1, all of a sudden people have 6 TPs, and it was doing major win, minor loss, major loss, and then loss. So it was like 6-5, 3 for a draw, 2 for a minor loss, 1 for a major loss, or whatever, right? So it was like everything was off all of a sudden. And then I tried to fix it. I called Steve Stokes over. He tried to go through it with me, and it didn't make any sense. So I don't know what happened with Longshanks, but we ended up playing with major and minor wins. It might have affected pairings a little bit because you ended up with some people at after 2 games, some people had 12 TPs, others had 11 because they had a minor. You know what I mean? I don't think it made a huge difference, but that was a really weird part of the day. My low point of the day, and something I learned, is you should always have someone watch you roll the dice before you announce the scenario. Round 1, I've never done that before. I've never done that before. Round 1, I rolled Reconnoiter. And for some reason, people don't like Reconnoiter. I think it's the best scenario of the game. But a question came up that was who witnessed that roll? And was I not cheating for someone, but did I rig it or make people play Reconnoiter was kind of a question that was asked. And so to cover yourself, just always make sure you have someone there watching you roll the scenario, so there's no questions, right? Because I guess some people had bad matchups round 1, and it was who saw? Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling, but that was one thing I learned from this tournament that
it's a good lesson.
That I need to. Yeah, it was a good lesson to learn. But
strange comment though too.
I mean, otherwise,
I'll go out there and say that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was the person. It wasn't the person that said the comment that brought it up to me. It was someone who heard people talking about it. So maybe they didn't have a problem with it. People were just kind of wondering. I
don't think I've ever considered that in any event I've ever been to of what scenario we got.
You've never
just whatever it is. I mean, you should be prepared for any eventuality. But I guess, I don't know. That seems
it is strange. What it is, man.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, I think that's about all I have to say. I only had one real rules dispute that I didn't know how to handle. It was the Watcher in the water. And we had a table with pools, small ponds of water, but the Watcher's base was just a little bit bigger than the pond. So does the Watcher, if he has part of his base touching the water, does he get the monstrous charge and the 8-inch move because he's in the water? And I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. And then once you read the rules, the Watcher doesn't have to be wholly within the water. It's just in the water. So then all of a sudden it's oh yeah, I guess if he has part of his base touching this little pond, he's an 8-inch move and knock you down when he charges you and stuff, which is
and you'd still even wild. If you move outside of base contact with the pond, would you keep it for that turn because you started there? Or
no, I didn't you'd lose. No, if you
the 8 inches
end up not touching the water, then you'd lose the movement and you'd lose the knockdown.
So the 8 inches is less of the issue.
No, it's more so he gets the knockdown. He has that. And he has a special attack where he can drag someone to the depths, so he actually gets to pop off the board and then redeploy the next turn anywhere on the board.
Oh.
So it was kind of a big deal. And it was Matty Lockwood and Kevin Van Ruyen that played that game, and they were both good about it. We read the book and kind of came to an agreement of how to play it. So I don't know if that one was 100% right, but that's how we played it. And otherwise, mainly positive feedbacks. I'd like to hear from people that went, if there was something they would change or something that could make a tournament better or more. Okay. I asked you what weekend in August works, and you said none.
Yeah, so don't do it in August.
I was like, all right, you're out. Now, I had to get it in for Matty Lockwood. It was his final tournament, man. And I got it in so we could say goodbye to our British friend. I think he flies out next week, actually.
He's going to be taking the Curse of Lindsay with him.
Yeah, get rid of it.
There's no curse. We don't talk about it.
Spread it over there. Like a disease.
Other than that, it was nice to see Gullivar back on the table. We had 2 people pull him out with his 12-inch move now. That was
Was it
pretty cool to
though?
see. We had a Last Alliance list from Jean. Yeah, I thought it was cool to see. Probably not for the people having to play against it.
I didn't play, so I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Jean Paul brought Last Alliance, so he's got to see Gilgalad and Elendil on the table together, which was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
There was a Sauron there from Andrew, so it was a cool day.
Different
I'm really
Andrew.
happy with how it went.
Lots of list variety.
Yeah, we only had 5 duplicate lists, which means we had 17 different army lists there, which was pretty awesome.
Any reclamation lists?
No reclamation.
No reclamation.
Big difference from the last.
Which is different than
tournament you
everything
ran.
we've seen. A lot of Isengard, man. 2 muster of
Yeah.
Isengards, 2 Army of the White Hands. Usurpers of Edoras. There's a lot of like Dunland and Uruk-hai running around.
It's good. They're good lists.
2 Balrogs, 2 Gullivars, stuff like that. So, yeah. Otherwise, that's about it for the tournament. I mean, next time, the only thing I want to change for my next tournament is to add in a more flavorful way to get that. So instead of doing like a random raffle for a second sword or a second big prize, I want to try to do. I hear about the GBHL and like the tournaments they run all the time. Like, I think I heard on Entmoot, there was a tournament that had the Silmarils, so there was like 3 Silmarils on the board every game, and it was like a side quest where whoever collects the most Silmarils throughout the day, will get like a special, gets a prize, right? So it's even when you're on bottom tables, you're still trying to like, there's still a chance that you win something pretty cool. So something like that. I want to come up with like a tournament with some flavor. But yeah, the tournament scene is actually pretty busy in November when I was looking to run my next one, so it might be pushed into January, and we might have some other plans for that month too. So we'll see.
Yeah, something's in the books.
That's right.
Yeah, the announcement about an announcement. It's coming.
Yes.
Zach, listening to all this, I mean, you weren't there.
Well,
anything stick out to you?
I didn't participate. I was there.
Oh yeah, sorry,
No.
you were there for 10 minutes.
No, it sounded like depths are still good.
Great, thanks.
Unfortunately,
Great content for great content for a podcast
I like
that
the
needs
boards.
us to be talking.
I like the boards. I like the display boards. Again, as we've mentioned before, 20 out of 22 people had painted armies. Like, that's really incredible numbers, I think, after the last few that I've been to, where it was more maybe like 50%. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And actually, the bonus TP affected a little bit of the standings. I think the 2 people that didn't bring painted armies, they dropped down, I think, 1 or 2 spots each. So it's not a huge disadvantage, but it did affect the standings a little bit.
It affect you. No, it was.
If you're playing on the top
like
table, you should have a
was-
painted army.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there to play. I would have liked to have got a couple more games in for sure. Maybe matched up with Andrew myself and tried to beat him.
And
But
lose
no.
again.
Took him down.
Yeah, we'll have to. It was good. Sounded like a good time. Sad I wasn't able to get there.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Andrew, any final thoughts about the tournament? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I've already said it, but yeah, really great event. Honestly, probably the best tournament I've been to so far this year, just in terms of having snacks, great venue. I mean, location's far, but it was worth the drive.
Yeah. The hope is that we're able to start running events, right? Like, there's a lot of tournaments, and like, especially in stores and stuff, it's kind of, you're limited to what you can do with, you don't have all the ticket costs and stuff. But if we can get a couple more events on the calendar where there's more going on than just show up and play, there's quizzes and there's snacks and there's a
The extra bits
photographer
are fun.
for taking pictures of displays and stuff like that. Hopefully we can it kind of makes the drive a little more worth it, makes a little more out of the day, right? So we'll see what we can do for the next one. Yeah, no, I loved it. The third one I ran this year. I was going to run a fourth, but it looks like it's going to be too busy. So
Yeah, the
maybe
rest
I'll
of the
attend
year's
the
getting
tournament
pretty
instead.
packed up with events.
That's a nice change.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully the numbers
I'm
stay
gonna
up
try to
for
get to
them.
the finale next, I think, in October. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Are we going to do a full team showing at the finale in October?
We
Hopefully.
should.
I'm up in
Are
the
you
air.
locked in,
I'm
Zach,
schedule
or
wise.
what?
This guy doesn't know.
I don't know my
This guy
schedule.
never knows.
No, he never commits to anything.
Hey, I think it was
Yeah,
the
fair.
Winter's Wrath in
Um,
November. I think I could commit to that one. It's on one of my days off.
Pardon me. Sorry.
The Winter's Wrath in November.
Oh, Winter's Wrath is on one of your days off.
Yep. So I can commit to that one.
Yeah, buddy.
Are we
That's
locked into
nice.
that? All right. You going to pick me
I'll
up?
Well, we'll see where I'm living at that point, but well, if I'm still where I am now, I'll definitely pick you up. I'll swing by, if not
All right,
hop
I'll
on the
see you then.
train.
All right. All right, boys. I think that's it. That's Speak Friend and Play tournament done and talked about. If you're still listening at this point, I'm impressed.
We're sorry.
Submit a 500-point list. Follow our Instagram. Answer the quiz questions.
Like, share,
Yeah.
subscribe, leave a comment, all that
Oh, there we
jazz
go.
that I hate. Do
He's
it
got it.
to help
He's
us.
got it. Hit the buttons.
Hit the
and
bell.
then-
That's what they say nowadays, right?
Is that what they say?
I don't know. I'm out of touch.
It's true. I
Uh,
think so.
paint your models.
Paint your models.
Paint your models.